Let's start with the further questions. Welcome back, everybody. Number 31. A developer has an application that runs on EC2 instances behind an application load balancer. The instances run in an Amazon EC2 auto scaling group. In addition to the default ALB health checks, the developer writes a custom script that will periodically determine an application specific, let's see, status for each EC2 instance. A developer wants to schedule the script to every 10 minutes. Which solution will meet these requirements? Okay. Option A is saying deploy a NAT gateway in front of the EC2 instance, run the script as a health check on the NAT gateway every 10 minutes. Deploy the script in a VPC connected Lambda function, schedule a Lambda invocation to occur every 10 minutes by using event bridge. Deploy the script on AWS Lambda function behind a VPC connected API gateway and query the API every 10 minutes. Deploy the script as a custom health check on the ALB to override the default health check, set the health check period to 10 minutes. Option D. Okay. So see, in option D, it is saying deploy the script on a custom health check on the ALB to override the default one and set the health check period to 10 minutes. Okay. We have to schedule a script to run every 10 minutes. The most suitable option, which is looking here to me, that is develop or deploy a script in a VPC connected Lambda function and schedule a Lambda invocation to occur every 10 minutes by using event bridge. Let's choose this and say confirm. So B is the correct answer. Okay. You can read it. A VPC connected Lambda function has the capability to query the EC2 instances directly and check the application specific status. And you can invoke function on a schedule by using event bridge. Okay. Number 32, a developer uses the AWS SDK for Java to put many records into an Amazon Kinesis data stream by using the put record API call. A developer tracks a significant portion of CPU and network uses, let's see, back to a single call. The developer must optimize the code to reduce the resource usage and increase throughput. Which solution will meet this requirement? Okay. Now it is using put record API call. Instead of put record API call, if you will call put records API call, that can help you out in order to reduce the resource usage and increase throughput. So let's see. In option B, I have an option called gather groups of records and call the put records API by using the SDK for Java. You can also read other options. Option A is talking about calling the put record API asynchronously in a background thread by using SDK. Option C is talking about put records in a background thread asynchronously by using KCL. And D is talking about gathering group of records and put the groups into a data stream by using KCL. So B is looking more relevant to me. Let's see, B is the correct one. You can also read the description. Each put records API call can support many records up to a size limit for the entire request. This support greatly increases throughput. Okay, and that was a requirement. A company is migrating its application to AWS. A developer must send the logs from both on-premises and send it to the EC2 instances to AWS for the durable storage and visualization. Okay. Which solution would meet this requirement with the least developer effort? So here, from both on-premises servers and EC2 instances, developer want to send the logs. Okay. So the best solution is use the CloudWatch agent. You can deploy the CloudWatch agent to both the on-premises server and EC2 instances. And then you can visualize the logs through CloudWatch console. In other options, option A, B, and C, it's talking about creating an Amazon Redshift cluster. Rewrite the application to insert the log entries into Redshift table, not required. Configure QuickSight with super fast parallel in-memory calculation engine. And option C is talking about create a S3 bucket. Rewrite the application to upload the data to S3 and visualize the log with Athena. Okay. D is looking more appropriate based on the question requirement. And D is the correct answer. Okay. You can read about D. You can use the CloudWatch agent to collect logs from EC2 instances and on-premises servers. Okay. Next one, a development team sets a project files directory structure in the AWS code commit. The team plans to use AWS Code Build and AWS Code Deploy. The team creates the necessary configuration files for Code Build and Code Deploy. The team wants to name and place these files according to service default. Where should the team place the Code Build and Code Deploy files? If you're aware about it, the Code Deploy and Code Build specification file is placed at the root of the source directory. So all other options would be eliminated straightforward, and D would be the answer because it is looking for the service defaults. Okay. And it's a correct answer. The code build spec YAML file and the code deploy app spec.yaml file should be in the root of the source directory. Okay. A development team uses an Amazon simple notification service topic with a subscription to the HTTPS endpoint. A change to the HTTPS endpoint caused the subscription to be misconfigured. And it is basically taking the development team several days to discover and correct the misconfiguration. Critical messages were lost before the team corrected the subscription. To prevent future message loss, the team must send the message whenever delivery fails. It should store it. Okay. So if you have to store the messages when the delivery would be failed, the best option is to choose a dead letter queue. Now search for a dead letter queue as an option. In the first one, it is saying define the SQS queue as a dead letter queue for the HTTPS subscription. Right, the other options, define a delivery policy to retry delivery every 2 minutes until the HTTPS endpoint is available. Configure SQS service queue as a failure destination for the SNS topic. Configure SC bucket as an additional subscription to the SNS topic. It is talking about storing these failed messages. So A is most relevant choice here. And that is correct. Okay. A developer is preparing a deployment package for Java implementation of an AWS Lambda function. What should the developer include in the deployment package? When a developer is creating a deployment package, it should include the compiled application code. It should include the application dependencies. All other things would be a part of the Lambda environment. That is Java runtime environment, references to the event source, and Lambda execution rule. Being a serverless event-driven service, it will provide you the infrastructure. You don't have to manage the underlying infrastructure by yourself. Okay. So C and E are the correct choices. Number 37. A developer uses server-side encryption with customer-provided encryption keys to upload data to Amazon S3. Later, the developer wants to decrypt and download an encrypted object by using the getObject API call. Which information must the developer provide to meet the requirement? They have to decrypt and download an encrypted object by using the getObject API call. Let's see the pointer. That's the object key and a randomly sorted hash message authentication code value for the encryption key. That is A. Option B, the S3 object key and the ARN of the KMS key. That is B. Option C, S3 object key and the encryption key. And option D is only the S3 object key. We want to decrypt it. Okay. So we will need the object key and the encryption key. Okay. So C would be the correct choice. 38 is saying a developer must resolve user support tickets for cross-platform client application. The application uses a CloudFront distribution to cache content in front of application load balancer. The application uses Amazon Cognito for authentication, authorization, and user management. User need the ability to access the same user data across multiple devices and platforms. Which solution will help the developer meet these requirements? Use Cognito sync client libraries on the client devices. Configure the ALB with sticky sessions. Configure an Amazon Route 53 alias record that points to the CloudFront distribution, and use an AWS data sync agent on the client devices. The user wants to access the data across multiple devices and platforms. Use this feature of Amazon Cognito. So Amazon Cognito Sync is an AWS service that gives developers the ability to synchronize user profiles data across mobile devices and the web. And that is our requirement. So A would be the correct choice here. Number 39. An e-commerce company must select a database to store product data for several million products. The company must notify 3 separate systems whenever product data changes. The company has already established an Amazon simple notification service topic with a subscription for each system. The company must notify the SNS topic as soon as product data changes in the database. Okay, let's see. Store the product data in the RDS database instance that runs PostgreSQL. Create a database trigger to invoke the Lambda function. Write code to send each change event to the SNS topic. Okay. The company is storing several millions product. It's an e-commerce company. Okay. So let's try to see the options for the DynamoDB. In option B, it is again talking about RDS database instance that runs PostgreSQL. And here we are going to create a Lambda function that event bridge will launch on a set schedule and write code to scan the database for recent changes. Okay, send each change event to the each SNS topic. Number C, it is saying that store product data in Amazon DynamoDB. Define a DynamoDB stream on the table. Create a Lambda function with the stream as an event source. Write code to send each change event to the each SNS topic. And these things store product data in the DynamoDB table, create a Lambda function that event bridge will launch on a set schedule, write code to scan the table for recent changes, send each change event to the SNS topic. We know Lambda use pull-based invocation as a part of a DynamoDB stream. So we don't need event bridge in order to schedule it. I will use this one. And this is the correct answer. Now let's see why RDS is not correct. So RDS database is running PostgreSQL can hold several millions product record. The database can send a notification whenever change occurs. However, with the exception of Aurora MySQL compatible addition, a database notification has no way to invoke a Lambda function. Okay. You can read option B. Again, RDS database that runs PostgreSQL can hold several millions product record. You can run a Lambda function on a schedule. A Lambda function can connect to a query and relational database. However, you would not detect changes as soon as they occur by occasionally querying a database table to look for changes. So DynamoDB stream is looking best option to me. Okay. A customer wants to deploy its source code on an AWS Elastic Beanstalk environment. The customer needs to perform deployment with a minimal outage and should only use existing instances to retain application access logs. 2 pointers are there, minimal outage and using existing instances. And it's asking about which deployment policy would satisfy these requirements. So if you are aware about a deployment policy, you can see rolling is a correct answer. What rolling will do? It will split the instances into the batches and deploy one batch at a time, minimal outages. Rolling deployment does not initiate a new service. It will continue sending the request. However, you can experience an outage. So it's not talking about no outage, minimal outage is there. And the thing is, no new set of instances would be launched. No new service would be launched. Okay, so rolling is a correct choice. So don't forget to tell me in the comment section, do you want me to record more such videos with you so that I can discuss the further questions available as a part of this official practice exam? Okay, so I will keep this discussion till here only, but I am eagerly waiting to meet you all in my next discussions where I can discuss more questions as a part of this official practice test exam. So for now, keep learning, keep exploring, and don't forget to add your comments in the comment section so that I can help you out with such more discussions. Thank you very much one more time. Bye-bye and take care.